So was this during the nap, I take it?
No, this is in the past 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
I just so I think the issue earlier was that it was trying to parse JSON, but it was coming back as the base64 encoded string. So assembly script doesn't look like it makes base64 decoding trivial, so I just added a get a tile SVG function to the contract. So that'll just spit out a straight SVG string.
Yeah. Does the URI always like? Is it always expected that the URI function returns base64?
No. So typically, I think people put the just a URL into the token URI that'll go to like myserver.com/data.json or whatever. So the base64 thing is so that you can inline it, so that whoever's interpreting that URL just gets the data directly.
Totally. Okay. But to skip even that step, now there's just a pure function to return SVG data.
Yes.
Cool. That makes sense. Well, that sounds probably like it'll be a good place for me to pick up. I'm happy to drive, assuming that we're going to be like digging around in front end land for a bit, tying together the graph, displaying this stuff, and I don't know, seeing where we wander into.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
So I've pushed it up. So I couldn't get CJ's deploy key to work on my machine. It kept telling me it was still like an invalid account. So I temporarily just have it up here if we want to use it, but then I think we can have CJ push later.
Sounds good. Oh, this is looking really good. I don't know, just seeing like the SVG in perfect little format here. Yeah, this is good. This is... I think Kristen's going to be on in a bit, and don't know if Scott. I think he might be back potentially. He's online, so we'll see. But I think we have a reasonable picture where we're scooting forward. Might be good to do a quick recap when everybody's on. And, figure it out.
Makes sense.
I guess while I'm here, I could put in the pallets. So those are picked out. So
Sure. Yeah. I think we're going to end up with 6 because all those are 5, and if we want black.
Oh, true. So you mean 6 colors per?
There might be some.
Inclusive of these.
Yeah.
I see. Yep.
Yeah. Because
that feels,
I think,
reasonably straightforward for us to update, I think. Let's see. Was one of these palettes the first one that we already put it in? Like, did you pull it from here or somewhere else?
No.
No, I could start from scratch.
You could, to make this go faster, there's a thing called Color Snapper.
Mm,
It
that
may.
sounds fancy.
Yeah. And it'll just pull based on your cursor into a
Kind of
hex.
drop it in, or to clipboard.
It'll
I guess
put
it's
it into
isn't it?
clipboard.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you might be able to route it some other way, but
Nah, my
color snapper.
yeah, my planned approach was brute force, so this sounds better. Good lord.
It needs root access to be able to beam colors right into your CPU.
Yes. Accessibility. I always love how this is like in accessibility, like completely out of context to actual accessibility. Display, probably. Nope. Let's see.
Whoa, it's $15 now. That's wild.
And it's not in the other accessibility. It's in this accessibility. Good lord.
It's in that one. Extremely accessible.
We've oh, different one. Okay. There we go.
Yeah,
Option Command C.
I think it's.
Wow. Nifty. So then I just hit enter to copy it as that. Oh, it just drops it right there. Yeah, very
You
cute.
can also ditch the enter as well. I just turn that thing off and just dumps it straight in.
Nice. Yeah. It is.
Not do that again. If you just do the quick key, like in the page, just without hitting that thing, just go through the process.
Yeah. So just my second one.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing. I don't know why that shows up. Anyways,
maybe it does.
There's some way to
Let's see.
make it not do that.
Yeah. Use the same format. Oh, there we go. Click Option Command click. Opens the dialog now. So now Option Command C should drop that here. All right. Now we're cooking.
Cool.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hmm. What? Sometimes it takes a while.
Okay. It's fine.
Enough for now. Just get it started. I can finish the rest later. Let me copy this string in. It was in here. So looks like we've got everybody here. Shrews and I were thinking. Shrews managed to wrap up the graph parsing error that we left off on, so the graph is now returning data as we wanted to. As we can see here, play. And this was done by adding a function that builds the entire SVG in the contract. So actually I want to take a look at that here. Assuming SVG is in the name somewhere. Get tile SVG, just taking in the token ID. And we've got the whole thing here. Awesome. So at this point, I mean, we have a few options on where we can go, but I poked a little bit at the virtualized foveated rendering stuff. I don't think it'll be crazy complicated, but there's a little bit of weirdness because we're already using some CSS magic to show our tiles. So some of these solutions are using CSS magic, and there's some conflicts there. We could kind of maybe try and close the loop of getting the tiles to appear in here, and then maybe start poking at the burner wallet flow. But I'm not even sure if we need to do that, given we have a connect wallet button already, and that's working for us. So really, I'm imagining just trying to close the loop of seeing and writing to the grid.
Makes sense.
Cool.
That's good.
So I guess we start by adding the graph, which I don't think we're using in here at all yet. Oh, or something. Oh, it's just a play. Yeah, so get this into the project probably at the tile level. So I'm not sure about this one. And basically query the graph based on our canvas ID. Get back the data, fill it into the tiles. So this makes me think, given that we can make this request out to the graph in one go, let me get that URL. I guess I'm curious if it would be more efficient to do that at like the canvas level and drop it into state and just have each tile poke at the state itself and grab its SVG from there, versus
Yeah,
each tile
I think that
individually
makes sense.
going out. No, okay, because the one flow that potentially is nice there though on delayed rendering of tiles is just like Dave mentioned, they can kind of fade in over time as you get closer. So there's ways of like making it look pretty nice, even if we don't have all the data right away. But I think at this point, it's going to be a very light request to make to get all of it at once. So imagining we want to start maybe at canvas when it's initialized. We basically pull a function from state that talks to Or would this be more of a feature thing, or like a separate feature? Graph.ts. I think we also have some helper functions already written. All right. We have some stuff here.
I think we'll need the SWR library as well.
Mm-hmm. Not sure if this is going to be the best place to put it, but that's where I'm putting it for now. A little confused as what this home hyphen search structure was. I feel like that's just a named variable of ours, or is it something defined elsewhere?
Yeah, so in the SWR, just to prevent like collision of keys, it's a way of
Right.
basically saying, hey, we're querying it from here.
Yep, that's right. So maybe call it canvas render for now. I guess really we're only gonna have one place to fetch this data from, but I guess when switching canvases, there may be weird stuff that happens, or just multiple views. Curious if our variables are actually just blank, and if we could just pass in an object for that for now, because I'm not really seeing variables that we need to pass in quite yet. We're just doing.
I think potentially the canvas ID.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I had that at root as not a variable, but instead of query, where we had query in our here. We had a string for our query, so instead I
Got it. Okay. Got it.
dropped that. But I could leave the structure there so we can easily add it in. And this becomes canvas. Canvas ID would be more descriptive. And so this becomes canvas ID over to our request. Oh, okay, we already have a placeholder for this, so we can just put it right into there. Also to update these pilots.
I think we can get them back from the graph now too.
Oh, that's even
So
nicer.
we might be able to just like fully override this canvas state
Mm-hmm.
with the SWR response. We may not need ZooStand for it.
That would be awesome. Wait, how would ZooStand go away? Because we don't no longer need to write to it from multiple modules.
Yeah, so SWR will kind of handle that for you. So
Oh.
the SWR library will handle fetching. It'll handle repolling it, like refreshing it on an interval. And then it handles deduplication as well. So we can use the SWR fetch in our topmost layer. That'll fetch the data for the first time, and then we can use it in our child components, and it won't do additional network requests.
Oh, yeah, and maybe
So
in
it's
the
kind of
child
doing
component,
global state in that way.
yeah, we can potentially request only one tile, but even in that case, it merges those data sets. Or does it basically base it off of this and just intelligently like make sure we're not overwriting data?
Yeah,
I guess.
so it'll check the keys. But what we could do is basically similar to how we can do a selector in ZooStand and just say like, hey, give us the state for, or give us a specific slice of the state.
Yeah.
We can effectively do the same thing in the tile because we just want to minimize the network requests.
That's cool. Okay. Is there anything different that would be done about where this data goes to from here? Like, would it be stored at this state level or literally
So
inside
I
it?
would, yeah. I think a couple things. So I would move the graph URL and fetch tiles to be right outside above the component.
Yep. Makes sense.
And then so fetch tiles, because it contains a hook, the convention because it contains like a use SWR on line 45. The convention is to name your function as a hook too, so it should be use fetch tiles potentially. And then now we need to write our query on line 47, and then I think pass the canvas ID in as a variable in the last parameter. So basically, argument number 2 needs to be a GQL query. It's basically we type in GQL and then our backticks.
That's right. We did that a little differently here. Yep. So
yeah,
it looks
it's
very much like what's in the graph right now, except for the fact that we're going to be wrapping it in this query because we need to pass in the, I guess, canvas ID as a variable, right? Cool. Maybe it makes sense to define this up here.
think it might be int in the GraphQL typing.
Is there any other fields that we would want to add in over here? I guess X and Y, maybe.
Yeah. Status as well, probably we could have.
Yep. These comma separated.
No, just new lines.
Yep, that's better. Owner, I suppose, would be good to have. Really everything. And we have. Oh, why is it?
I think we've got it a couple lines below.
Yeah, because we're using we're extracting it from like the child object. And the SVG down here. That makes sense. Okay. Should we? I guess what number should this be? And is there a sane max that we can put in? I'm tempted to just put in a very large number.
Yeah, I think it might max out at 500.
Okay. Oh, but then our package can do pagination, so we'll
Yeah.
be okay there. Cool.
Then we probably need to pass along the canvas ID.
In through here.
Yep, and then also within our query.
Oh yes, let me check that in here. That'd be like here. No.
I think where is you got to wrap it with like a where. No, in you had it in the right spot, yeah. But basically, before you query, you have to say where. Yeah.
Canvas dot ID. Nope. See if we have.
I think just canvas colon and then the value. I think it'll know that you're referencing the ID if you don't specify.
Gotcha. Oh,
You might need to wrap all of those in curly braces, like each layer.
You mean canvas as well, like separately?
Yeah.
And
then there's a comma between 500 and where, I think.
Okay.
I think that should do it.
It's definitely got a colon unless it expects something else.
Oh, where needs a colon in front of it.
Ah.
Let's do this. And yep.
Now that looks happier. Expected type string, which I guess hopefully it's happy with a 0. Yep.
Cool. Should we try one that's not 0? Like that we expect to be empty?
Yeah, good idea. Nice. So now this whole thing goes in here, and this follows our weird convention here. So we're $. Sounds better.
Sweet.
So should we just have this happen right after hopping into this function here? Or at least to check it out. Have this in state somewhere. Canvas.load, canvas ID results.value 0. No. Not quite it.
Oh, are we looking for the active canvas ID?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we can grab it from uStore. I think your global search is on case sensitive too, which is maybe why you're not seeing everything.
Yep. Mm-hmm. State, universal state. Can we, is this a proper fetch? Just, we'd be fetching the ID instead of,
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it would look a lot simpler. Are you importing uStore?
No, not yet. That would be why.
I think the quickest way is if you go down to uStore in your text and then that works too.
May have not installed GraphQL itself, so that might be great. Throw back to installing GraphQL on Dave's machine, rooting it.
Mm-hmm. The gremlin follows.
Ooh, let's kill that so it's not hammering them. Oh god, it's in the front end. Oh no. Well, we know it's cores, so we can refresh that. That's weird. Definitely weird. Do we have something here? All right. Definitely have seen similar things in other places, but not here yet. It'd be nice to just rate limit this thing down to like good 2G. Let's do that. Nope, that doesn't seem to actually slow it down. Cores missing. 403 forbidden. Just do offline. No. So it's throwing in options first. The options is getting hit and basically rejected. And then our post, I'm assuming it fails because our options pre-flight check got declined. This may have something to do with the way we're hosting our local host.
I think the graph might have changed something where their ENS or not sorry cores.
Yeah, let's check it out.
I think that's possible. Although I have the exact same implementation on the Camera Explorer site, and that's not broken. So
Interesting.
not sure.
It's possible it's related to Node Express, possibly, or potentially even no, it wouldn't be though. Well, I guess cores is all about the context from which the script from which you're running the fetch from, and in our case, that's our local server. In your case, it's a deployed
Yeah.
server, which I wouldn't see what the difference between those two would be, but what SpaceX.land has a, well, that's cool. I'm assuming they have a GitHub of sorts. Hmm.
I think Graph Node is probably their main one.
Oh, okay. This is a less restrictive one, so that's nice. New Corsair and Gen 27. Let's check out their status. Just to make sure we're not hitting anything known. The calls to BSC are non-deterministic. 3 days ago, though, a while.
Yeah.
And then Binance deploy. That's pretty old. Oh shit.
Can we take another look at the API URL that we're querying?
Yep.
I wonder if we're hitting possibly like a UI instead of the API endpoint.
Here it is.
Yeah, that would be it. So I think it's supposed to be API.graph. But
Yep.
if we load up that URL, it'll give us the exact one that we can. Yeah, there we go. That's it.
Yep. Same format. API. The graph. Let's see. If that goes. No. Oh, it's still in Legacy Explorer, which needs to be just subgraphs. And then I think that's what we want here.
I think there was a name / name in there somewhere too.
Oh, yep. Subgraphs / name. That looks
Nice.
more right. Save.
There we go.
Okay. Now it's just refetching a lot. Is this because this component is re-rendering and something else is triggering a re-render? Definitely doing it a lot. Though I do remember we had something similar in our honeycombs as well.
Yeah, I think it's because we're logging it in the something is being re-rendered on the canvas side. It's not necessarily refetching the data over and over again. Because the SWR library will handle that, but our logs are just persistent. So
yeah, it's that again. Okay, I think we got caught by the same thing last time. That's funny. Yeah. Cool. So this querying is kind of a lie. So let's put a star there. Okay. Well, we have the data here now. I guess the next step would be to get the data into state.
So our SWR library effectively is also a state manager. So if we want to consume that data from a child component, we just need to pass in the same keys.
The same keys meaning
yes, this array of dependencies, as well as the canvas ID. And since we're always passing in an empty object in the middle there, we can just lose that.
Okay, nice.
On line 64.
So are we actually like copying this entire thing then? And just literally saying, give us the data again, and it's going to cache internally? Okay. That makes more sense. So let me grab this stuff out of here. Oh, no, that's type. Okay, I'll get into that later. Also not it. TSX, yes, there we go. So we would need the query as well. So really,
I think
this
we should
whole-
take this into a feature
Yeah.
file. But,
Yep.
Yeah.
that, okay. So maybe we could then modify it to be accepting of either a canvas ID or a canvas ID and a tile ID, or just somehow like have two functions for that. Okay, that looks happier. So this we're going to import from,
I don't think we've exported it yet from
Oh.
the other function.
yep. Super cool. Any reason to leave app versus putting in period slash?
I prefer the when it's got the /app because that means if you're moving files around, you don't have to worry about renaming it. So if during the course of a refactor we need to like separate these out into multiple directories, those can all stay the same.
Super neat. Okay. So we no longer need variables, and this now should still work. It seems. I think I commented out the data. Yep. Okay. Oh no. Invalid value provided for argument where. It's unhappy because.
Oh, I
Curious
think it should be a
what that
string and
value
not
is.
an int.
Oh, it must be an int in our state.
I think we're also defining it as an int in our query.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. Goes on tight. So I guess maybe let's see if that automatically casts it. Nope. Still an int. So let's also use fetch tiles. Let's probably do it in here. And then canvas ID should be dot to strip now. Oh god.
I think if you were to do a string literal where it's like backtick, $,
Mm-hmm.
and then just pop the number in there.
So that is straightforward. Yay, those look like
Awesome.
tiles. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, getting closer. So now, do you think it'd be better to make this like super fancy and dynamic, or just write another function that says basically use fetch tile, and we could maybe rename this to fetch canvas? But I guess either way,
I think it's cleaner to do it separate and then just depend on use SWR, handling the caching and the deduplication itself.
yeah, maybe.
But I think like more unique hooks for more kind of common use cases, I think is good.
Yeah. So now we are going to have variables, which means I shouldn't have deleted that. Basically everything else looks the same. ID variables.
Will the variable just be the tile ID or the tile XY?
Yeah. So you're saying they could be just separate in here and combined?
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess the reason maybe we wanted to do variables in honeycombs was because we had like a dynamic set of them. Yeah.
Because we were taking user input and directly doing it, whereas here it's a little bit more structured, at least so
Yeah.
far what we're doing.
True. Let's go back to to this and say where
You got to rally.
tile
You got to rally
that I need. No, probably not.
for the troops. Get out there. Just lay around then.
Oh, ID is at root level.
Well, you're done.
I've done something wrong here. Data tiles, then ID. Oh, 0. I guess we don't have a 1. Maybe that's why.
That's fine.
Yep. Okay. But ID is not helpful to us. We actually want X.
There's plenty of stuff to eat in there.
0. There.
So I guess
were
the
good.
approach
I
here,
wasn't in love with them.
because it's not going to know
some
to
people.
deduplicate it if our queries
I
are
didn't
different.
love them.
So
Yeah.
there's two
I
kind
know.
of paths here. Is one, we allow each tile to go and do its own network request, but I think that could overload it. Like it,
Yeah.
because we're potentially are going to have what, like 50 tiles on the screen at any given time.
Yeah. We want to be good internet
more.
citizens. Yeah.
So I think if we basically keep the same query, potentially even move it out of the function so that we can, reference the same one in both areas, and then just add a filter to the data after we get it back from our use SWR. So what that'll do is basically the first time any SWR function is called with that specific set of keys, which in our case is canvas ID and then canvas fetch, it'll go and fetch it, and then the next time it's called, which might be many times in the course of each individual tile component, it's not going to refetch it unless it's I think the default is like 15 seconds between each dedupe, but we can override that.
And if I'm not mistaken, the filtering would only happen here. In the case of fetch canvas, we're just returning everything from the results. Okay. Then canvas tile. So does this mean we would also want like an optional parameter here?
We could, but then we lose that like local caching effect.
Yeah, so I guess
because basically every time the query changes, it's a different key.
Oh, so you're saying like leave the query totally static and then only filter what comes back. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I see.
So basically, do one fat request for all the data, and then do client side filtering to get to that. Because doing like a quick JavaScript.find is pretty efficient relative to many network requests.
The only concern I have here is like if I guess we haven't touched pagination yet, but just making sure that it's pulling in the whole set and then doing the JavaScript search and not skipping over that. But we'll do that, I guess, next. Pagination. So here,
well, I guess one other thing is 500 might be our total max, if that's the max number of tiles that can be placed on a canvas. So even if we have the potential for like 10,000, the total number what we can ever expect back in our current design wouldn't just be 500 anyways.
Yes. However, given that our tiles include the state of unlocked, are we also including like sort of pending tiles in here? So that might be more than. Oh, okay, cool. So that.
Well, it would. I think that would make it fewer than 500, because basically there will be tiles in existence. Or no, The max total creatable, I think, is 500. So in either case, I think it should cap out at 500.
Okay, cool, great.
But I guess maybe we need to talk that through a little bit to make sure we're on the same page there. So if let's say that there are like 400 and I don't know 90 tiles that have been already made, and now people are filling out. Yeah, people are filling out a few more of them.
Well, let's say 10 of
Do
them
we stop
requested
giving out
invites, and each of them got 3 invite tokens. Well, it's like no, maybe even like 5. So we just got a plus 15 clump of invite tokens, but we still have 10 to be placed here. This is sort of the case that I'm imagining that we could hit over 500.
right? But each neighbor is requested one at a time, so we wouldn't necessarily have clumps of 3.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, do we allow for more than 500 potential tokens to be created, or do we cap it out and say, hey, no more neighbors can be invited?
I think we touched on this maybe a few days ago, and I think it was on a call, and we kind of felt the idea of not capping the neighbor invites was better because it creates a sense of urgency. Not a hard urgency, but it's like you can't just sit on invite tokens.
Right.
But maybe our invite mechanics have changed somewhat, and so that consideration might be different now. It is maybe worth like running through all the way, but I guess in the very worst case here, we could just make it two queries, one for a static type of status placed, and one for not placed, and that would across 2 requests we would have enough even without pagination. So I think we can probably punt on this for now until we just solidify all of the invite flow logic. I don't think we'll be in any painful place because of our queries, so I think we'll be okay. Tile equals data dot data, I think. Darn it.
I think that might be normal for the first thing that's being logged. Yeah.
Oh, because it did it before. Got it.
Yeah.
So data.data.tiles is an array. Filter tile. Not sure if I'm actually using the right. Oh gosh, what is this? No, it's all wrong. Are we allowed to just call it an object, or do we have to be more specific about it being a tile?
We can get away with just calling it any for now, and then can come back and
okay,
set
that
up
that feels better. And then we're returning that as a return value. So that's going to be an array of 1. Might be safer to.
I think .find will make it so that it's either the exact object or I think null or undefined if it doesn't exist.
Neat. Okay, so maybe let's check with set of canvas here. We know that one works. Let's also say data equals fetch tile. Canvas ID 0, 0. Is that our test
we need
value?
to export. Yeah, it's at 0, 0.
Cool.
I think we still need to export that function.
Oh, yep. I heard X coordinate. Sounds similar.
Well, like a. Oh yeah, that works too.
Oh no. It looks like it's not happy with this import. There's something about top level or like the first export not being allowed in a tuple. Am I hitting that, or is there something more obvious I'm missing here?
Not sure. I usually, if I have multiple exports, I usually don't do the default. I just pop an export in front of the const for each function.
Ah,
So, yeah.
that, yeah, sounds easier. And then this line doesn't need to be here at all? Nice. And these are just
And then I think it's
ordered.
complaining because you're just not using it.
Cool. Cannot read data. Oh, okay. Do we basically conditionally check that one? Problems with that? Let's find out. Okay. Oh.
Just add another condition.
That feels weird, but I guess it works.
Are we sure we need 2 datas in there?
Maybe not. Sure. Yep, that was it. Sweet.
Cool.
So, canvas fetch happens first. I guess we're not actually using the data here. I mean, we could pass it into these child components right off the bat. Would that be a useful practice?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I think, practically the same as doing the use fetch tile within it. I do think that having it be within the tile is a little bit better because then anytime we want to reference a tile elsewhere, it's a little bit less to write because it's just handled for you automatically.
Yeah, and I feel like refreshing tiles becomes easier as well because you could just call, like, fetch down that data. Cool. So this really goes nowhere, and we could just call it directly like that. And then inside of our tile.
Drawing interfaces. Seems all right.
Well, something's working.
Nice.
that's already in there. So now it just doesn't know
We
what
need to
tile is.
destructure the response, because I think the response comes back including like an error and a refresh.
Oh, yep. Is there any clean way to do that in here?
Just like that.
Like, data tile error.
I think you're already returning it as tile, so I don't know if you need to rename it.
Oh yeah, I see. So it's just like that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's clean. Oh, super nifty.
I drew that earlier. That's from the chain.
Wow,
Yep.
great. That's good news. Seems to be a little bit of lag, I guess. It's doing lots of things concurrently. But
One
I
quick
guess.
optimization that might help
Mhm.
is wrapping our tile in a React.memo.
Is that the
if we
component itself?
yeah, so on line 32 when we do a default export, we can just wrap tile with React.memo. And what that'll do is it'll say that, hey, as long as the props don't change, you don't need to re-render the component every time state changes in a parent.
That's nice. So that's only going to redraw
Might-
the ones that change, really.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's feeling a bit better already. I guess
I don't
the
know if
problem
we-
here is really that we're fetching like 50,000 tiles in a row, or just a lot.
Yeah, with React.memo, I think you might want to do a shallow. It does a shallow comparison. So if you have a nested like ID structure, you probably need to pass a comparison function into that as well.
Oh. Okay.
But I
think-
don't
if
know
we're
the
just-
structure of file.
Yeah, if we go
I don't know
up
the
just a little
structure of
bit in
props,
this
I mean.
file, the props are just X, Y, and then a function.
Oh, that's perfect. Then that'll work.
Cool. Also, hello, Arthur. For a second, I thought I was hallucinating. I was like, maybe my memories are, maybe my thought process is like taking the form of the shape of Arthur's voice. Possible one of these days. Great. That seems to be doing things.
One more thing you can do in order to increase performance is whenever you're re-rendering a tile, for example, every single time you have those like on click functions, those functions are recreated whenever you remake the thing. So it could be worth wrapping those in use callback, which will kind of memoize them as well. So that's also worth doing.
Yeah.
But I think that's a lesser performance update. The React.memo is probably the better one.
Cool.
For this one in particular, because handle tile click isn't accepting any parameters, we can other
So
side.
then it's a reference, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's noticeably
It's a little
faster.
bit snappier.
Holy shit. That's like, I'd say 5x better.
In this case, it's using SWR, right? It caches the response whenever you switch canvas, right? So it shouldn't be refetching on every canvas change.
In theory, yep.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And then that's a lot faster. Yeah.
Cool.
We can maybe check the network tab too. Just leave that open for a few seconds and click around and see.
It's pretty quiet. And then if I do a full refresh, let's see what we're gonna hit.
I think the default dedupe is maybe like 2 or 3 seconds. So that's why if you were switching the canvas every couple seconds, it would keep doing it. Or actually, also, no, when we change the canvas, it's doing a second request because the canvas ID changes. So that also makes sense.
Feels like it's behaving.
Mhm.
Cool.
Do you want to generate a new seed and try to post one and refresh the page after posting? Make sure it shows up.
Sounds pretty good. This is all through the polygon something scan. Yep. Polygon scan.
So Mumbai polygon scan because we're on the testnet.
And our address is hard coded in our somewhere here.
I think our environment.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think we'll need to get you the private key.
Oh yeah.
It's in Discord, but I'll repaste it.
Cool. This is a throwaway key, right?
Yep. Yeah. No attachment to anything. Just some testnet matic in it.
Sweet.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Well, that private key is like quite short. What exactly do we do with this one?
So if you go to MetaMask and then import account,
Oh.
I think if you click your avatar thing in the top right, and then import account.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And there you go.
Neat. See if we can rename this. Don't get confused.
I think under account details. And yeah.
And here. Oh. Yep.
And then the pencil.
What are we calling this? All right. Now we connect with. Oh, you can connect multiple accounts at a time. That's fascinating. I never thought about that. Canvas ID is 0. Oh wait, no, that's great tile. We need to great seed. Canvas ID is 0. Say 2, 0. Zero, 1, 2, 0. Oh. No, there we go.
Connect wallet first, otherwise you're gonna lose your drawn.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
There we go.
So this is interesting. Do we want to like tug down a tile after modal close or with some delay? Or I guess like the question is how soon is it going
Well, I don't think we
to...
posted it yet because you would have gotten a MetaMask confirmation.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
we
think there
got
was
an
an
internal
error.
error. Let's see what's going on here.
I think that polygon scan tab is freaking out because it's still.
Okay. My computer's also freaking out. Let's see. Oh God.
Like it's been animating for a little bit there.
Yeah, so I'm going to remove these because I feel like they might be noising up the console. And Firefox looks like it's completely. Oh, okay. We're back now. Okay, so let's see what this error was. Execution reverted. I do wonder why.
Oh, you know what it is? You're signed in here with your personal account, which doesn't own that token.
Oh. Yep, that makes sense. That what's new pop-up is like murdering me.
To where it says not connected, if you just tap there to the left, and then connect, it'll swap accounts for you.
Oh, that's neat. And they're both connected, so I can technically just disconnect it. Oh. Neat. Okay. Okay. So we've got a second one.
Nice.
ID 512. So, oh, there we are. Wow. Does feel a bit magical. Definitely feels magical. All right.
This world is filling in, becoming high fidelity. We've got a
Yeah.
squiggle and a tree.
It's a
I guess
part of
it's like
the hive.
yeah. It's a
Yes.
designer chair.
Who did this tree?
That was me.
John, just
Very,
now.
very nice contribution
Thank you.
to the tree
Iris taught me
library.
how to draw trees. I was like, oh my god, this makes so much more sense than what I used to do. So I'm curious if we want to test invite neighbor, because
Yeah.
the logic should all be sound. So what we will need is a token ID, which I think is 512 for us. Our invite is going to be, let's say, 3 or 2 1. So X of 2, invite Y of 1, recipient. If I put my ENS here, it's not going to map because I don't have the reverse mapping set up. Or would it?
I think it would, but I don't know if Etherscan supports it. But the reverse is more like a username lookup. So
it's like from the other side.
reverse handles the opposite direction. Yeah.
Okay.
But if
I
you
should
want
get
to
my
copy paste your full address, that's probably the most convenient.
Wonder if I can. Here, count 1. That's probably me. Exception thrown in contract code. Oh, exciting. Well.
So what would it be?
Oh, wait, no, that's us locally.
That's 12.
Well, let's look at the code, I guess. Okay, so our int was 512. Let me just double check that was actually it in here. Which
Seems accurate.
think it was ID. That's of the tile. Yep. Right. Invite X, invite
It's a
Y,
type of blend.
and recipient as an address. So the owner of the token ID is the sender, which should be the case. Coordinates of that target tile ID. Shouldn't be that our target ID is owned by anybody else. Also, where would our messages from require spit out, if anywhere?
They would show up in the error. So I think MetaMask would show it.
So it wasn't a require then. We can be sure about that.
It could possibly be a require, but it may be a require where we don't have an error message specified.
Oh yeah, we have a few of those. Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, I guess that narrows it down a little bit. So it could have been this first one. Possibly. Oh, we have an emit already. Nice. So we probably didn't get to this point. Probably it wasn't one of these. But the only way that this could have been wrong is that the owner of the token ID, which is 512, which, I mean, we could double check that in here. Just make sure that that matches this one. 4C, yep, 7D. Yeah, that looks right.
Can you double check that's what you're logged in as on Polygon Scan? If you scroll up a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah, connected Web3 0x7DC. That looks right.
Cool. We could just try a different tile to be safe.
Sure.
So let's say invite.
Otherwise, we might need to step through our logic and check the numbers out again.
Yeah. 512. All right, 3-1. Right. Is there anything we can see here that might help us before it goes out in data? Nope. Really not. Okay.
Not really. There might be something. Oh, that transaction is just going to fail. But there might be something in the console log that Polygon Scan might be giving us.
Oh, this is more.
Oh.
No, I'm not seeing anything helpful in here. It feels like it's just some metadata about. Yeah, because whatever is going on is in here.
Decentralized governance research assistant position because it's like super formal and like academic, and they're like, send your CV.
Yeah, I think let's step through our Solidity code one line at a time with the numbers that we're passing in.
Would it be useful to pass in them here to like a test
There's
deploy?
like a big interesting DAO that is looking for somebody to like help run their community. Their whole thing.
Also, is this our latest
doing
code
all the
from
social coordination work?
Local that's in Remix now?
So I pulled
as far as
down
research goes
it right before we started, and then I put in the pallets here,
there.
which is from.
Got it.
There's like one of the big.
Effectively,
I think Gnosis Safe needs
this is the only
somebody to
difference
run
relative to main.
their whole fucking shebang.
So yes, so I think the only thing that
there
Remix
are positions out there
VM isn't going to be great for is posting SVGs, but we can, this flow that we're working through right now
like,
doesn't
if you
involve
can do
SVGs.
the thing,
it's just
yeah.
I know it does. It does actually.
Because it doesn't know the state of the existing tile, huh?
Yeah. Well, we need to have it locked before we can generate the neighbor.
So
totally. So I guess maybe we can like come up with a very, very just like minimum viable SVG that we can shove into there.
Sure.
and we'll have it for future
I mean,
use.
even like an empty array maybe should
Yeah,
be legal
something like that.
technically. Yeah.
Sure.
just to make it happy. Yeah. Okay. So first, I think we need to compile it, and then it. No. Currently, no. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Compile. We don't want to deploy, but we do want to go into here. No.
That makes no sense to do this.
No, deploy was right.
The point that you need a resume, the thing is starting to calcify.
Oh, it was like in here somewhere.
So
We
We
needed to
just don't
deploy.
want to push
Yeah.
the IPFS. Yeah. Got it.
I think that it is
Yes.
no.
So
It is likely to feel
create seed
extraordinarily slow
first.
compared to what is actually happening.
I'm gonna do 0, 0, 0.
I think you need new sensors and mechanisms of research to handle like enacted stuff for this anyway, and you wouldn't be able to develop them there.
Don't remember. We should have something come back, right? Like the token ID.
No.
Oh no,
So
nothing.
there's no responses on
So just
right
we're looking for this
transactions.
check mark, and we're good then.
Yep.
So now we have canvas ID 0, 0, 0, and strokes. I guess an empty array. Try that.
Give it a shot. Yeah, it seems good.
Happy. All right.
If we do a token URI on the
Yeah.
on 0 now, I wonder if it'll spit.
Uh-huh.
Give us a valid SVG.
How does a thing get institutionalized?
Oh,
Hey, yeah.
don't think it's a valid SVG,
Beautiful.
but it's valid for our case, yeah. So then I guess this one should work too. Yep, sweet. So now we're checking invite neighbor. And our token ID is 0. Our invite X is, let's say, 1. Our invite Y is, let's say, 0. The recipient, as originally, was
Don't love all that.
my address. I guess that could also be a problem.
Maybe it's
but
just
I
languaging.
don't see why, but let's find out. So
I guess regulation, and I'm unpacking that and
Owner query for
re-understanding it,
non-existent
having a
token.
standing definition.
Oh,
that is,
yeah, you're right. So the owner of,
like,
I think we need to change
yeah.
into, I think maybe it's like underscore exists token ID.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if they're doing definitional stuff
And then
in there,
no
I want
equals
to read
equals.
it. I like definitional things.
And
But
then we might as well just put
Or if
a
you are.
put an error message here too for the require.
Yeah.
A token does not exist.
Sure.
Also, actually, we're looking at the wrong function. We're in create
Oh
tile.
no. Yeah,
and I
yeah,
think we need to look at, but it's probably the same fix here too.
yeah. So I guess.
Or no, wait, no,
It's
let's
invite.
not assume. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just
like
fix
I
invite
said,
neighbor.
Yeah, fair.
I'm curious
So
about
we're
the
requiring
living
the
language. Like this is another one of these things. Like some of these things where they
owner
really
of.
understand.
So I mean, why wouldn't this
or
work? Because
when
the
it's
token
really
ID
caught, there is a
ERC
language to it
721
that is
does
like
exist,
sort of
though.
infectious.
I think
and
it's line
sounds
103.
fresh, I guess. There's a thing that I've been
Because target
noticing.
tile
Right
ID
now it's
shouldn't
still
exist. You actually called this out earlier.
and I guess that's been
Okay.
getting into my head.
Okay. Yeah. So
So there's a lot of languaging
this
that is
whole thing
you
fails,
have to work
but if
out
we do
because there's no way to
exists,
say the things that are
and then
being
I guess
done.
wouldn't
So
we
if
want
there
to
is
say
fresh language that seems
we
interesting,
require
I'm interested
that
in
it does not exist?
Mhm.
And
Yeah. The likelihood that it's already done,
Rest has already
I'm
taken.
just saying, if anything pops out
Save.
like that,
No errors. I guess
I'm
we just
interested
try.
in it
Oh, but first we
immediately.
need to deploy. No errors. 2 warnings. Toss that.
You got to reselect the contract from the drop down.
That's right.
It's so annoying that
They're gnosis safe plus snapshot over and over and over again.
There's all these things with the remix team. I bet they'd be saving years of people's times. But that exists
Yeah.
across all software.
Conflict
Okay.
revolution.
We gotta walk
rec-
through that thing again, right? Because it's on a new data set.
Mhm.
Uh, seed. Then
Yeah.
create tile.
These like
ID
mechanisms are
by
extremely,
neighbor.
they define your
Token
culture.
ID being 0.
So
By next.
yeah,
By
if you
Y,
have a
you're
really
1.
quantitative
And then
culture, then great
stream
in
address.
finance stuff and things you can. I know. So these models, I get, people are going to start. They're just primitive right now because the resolution that you can make for these things, we don't have the programming yet. It's the same thing as the doodle stuff we're doing. We're
Do we have
it's
other
like,
require statements in invite neighbor?
compared to like a Marvel movie, right? We're making little squiggles, right?
We have the
Like,
first one
so
without a warning.
I think the social coordination layer
We have a
software
few
is
more
there
with
too.
warnings. I think it
It's a
could be
new
this one.
category.
Yeah, I mean, it can't hurt to add an error message in just in case.
You are not the owner of that tile. That here is potentially quite confusing, but we'll know at least what line it is.
On 103, I think we can also lose a pair of the parentheses. I don't know if that would cause it to break, but between the exclamation point, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else
Let's
we want to?
let's look at this line 106 and just step through it real quick with our numbers.
Totally.
So,
So sender X, which we pulled from here, which I guess maybe we can just validate by doing get coordinates, which for us would have been 0. So 0, 0, 0. All right. 0 is equal to -1. No, wait, our invite X was, yeah, -1. So
it'll fail out of the first check, and then it will go to the next one. I think the third check should pass.
No, I guess it looks like it just crapped out. We've stressed it. Maybe back. I think it might be back. I think our internet crapped out.
I think mine might have crapped out at the same time.
Oh shit, it's happening.
Global event.
Yeah.
Yep. The West Coast was hit by a meteor.
Sucks to be
NFTs are eating into the internet infrastructure.
The internet goes down right after we spend so much time working on this project. That'll be the biggest loss.
I'm back.
Exactly.
Is it possible that I did that by watching a video?
No, but it's just
It coincided right at the time when I was like, I want to see what this is about, and I like started streaming the video. So when you said, but that's weird because it was still working for me. Anyway, I was like, oh, I did it again. I fucked the technology up because I don't know how it works.
okay. Where we left off is I was talking to myself on the balcony, and I established that I think this should be true. The rest of them should be false, and so that should
Yes.
kick our or over to true, and so we wouldn't hit the require.
Seems right.
Okay. So now that we've edited
It's really
this, we
hard
want to
for me
redeploy
to
and test the
do
flow
all
again.
of this,
Let's do that.
and like I want to talk, but there's like a 10-second delay on the audio, and so I'm trying to listen to you, and then I hear it again. It's gnarly because I have to like hit 2 mics to make the feed go through.
I also hate these
it's hard to
patterns
do
where
this in the
like
same room.
like my neurons get used to clicking something, and so then
Yeah.
I have to, and then I freak
It's
out about the
impossible.
fact that they're like I'm learning that new behavior, and I just can't
Anyway.
unlearn it, and everything just turns bad. That seems to be also
Okay.
happening
I'm
here.
just letting you know. That's why I'm not answering you, because I'm like on a tape delay and it's breaking my mind. Yeah. You know what?
Eleanor Ostrom, who is like, her and her husband sort of founded some of the institutional, like, basically institutional analysis and development network. They won a Nobel
We blew up
Prize
again.
in economics.
Should
Still no error message.
Social, like, economics, and the world lost its mind. Like,
Is
she was the first
debug
person
here
to
helpful at
win
all
Nobel
for anybody?
Prize in economics, and
Oh,
everyone's just like, this
I mean, there's step debugging. It might be very helpful. It might also be very tedious.
yeah. I see how it could be either here.
Okay.
This looks like a volume button. I'm not
Yeah,
really sure what
economics
for.
has been
I
stupid
think it's a
for a long
timeline,
time.
so you can scrub through.
Oh, if it has
shit,
anything to do,
that's
I mean,
kinda
gender
nice.
is
Yeah.
nice. I mean,
Holy
great.
shit.
There's like a, sure.
Oh, but this is kind
No,
of confusing.
I mean, the
though.
gender thing is a story.
What is
but
nice,
what's important
especially, is that
here is the
it'll
social.
dive
Yeah.
deeper into the dependencies here. So this might actually be a good way of checking where it failed.
Yeah, economists are like, half of them are all quantitative nightmares who are like, they're capitalist priests. So,
Oh. So if this is the line that's the very, very end of this debug stack.
Hmm.
what was I doing?
Holy crap. Literally see the are we allowed to require a true? I don't see why not, because we can just require a false. I think we've used that before. Is there anything about order of operations here with? But I'm still not sold on the fact that this is actually where we exploded.
Yeah, same. I mean, one test could be if we just comment out that block from 106 to 112 and see if it still fails or not.
Let's see. Delete this deploy. Okay, new deploy.
Mm-hmm.
Why these people are like harping on it in crypto like space. This is promising
Deployed.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'll talk economics with you. No problem. Get way into it. It's a fundamental necessity for designing all of this stuff.
Wow.
Okay, so that's good. We've localized the error at least.
Yep.
Yeah, the further down the stack into philosophy, the easier this stuff gets to
Yeah.
be to think about.
One crazy thought is that our get coordinates function is returning strings and none of them match.
Oh, although they're being casted as, or they're being typed as uint32s earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, yeah, that should be okay then. And these are coming in as ints as well, so that seems okay. It's not that. You could drop this into Python and it should work exactly the same, and we can maybe
sure,
see what's going on.
just test the logic.
Okay, JavaScript might be better, actually. I know if Python has the double. Yeah. That sender x equals 0. Sender y equals 0 as well. And that invite x equals greeted 0. Is valid as true. Let's make sure it's working in the reverse. So if this is 5, or even 2, then this should break. Is valid false. I think our logic is okay here.
Yeah. What if we just set up like potentially in this contract, potentially in just like a fresh one that's empty? Basically just this test, but then give ourselves a read-only API that we can just hit with a bunch of different values and see where it fails. Because it seems like it's not a logic issue, but a solidity, like possibly syntax, order of operations kind of thing.
Yeah. So you're saying deploy another one with this, but basically just make it like a super thin read-only function that returns the value of this. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. So maybe like validate neighbor or something.
Sure.
Or neighbor invite is valid. This can accept basically the same things as up here, except for the recipient. And it public.
What if we had this for now return 4 booleans as part of its
Yeah.
And then that way we can see which ones are failing.
It's true. They're not great. Well, don't know that there are any left.
Looking okay.
Yep.
So why not make it here too? Sure.
No, I think what happened there was we did the laughably small thing to see if we wanted to do it, and then we follow the inertia. I mean, at some point here, I mean, we're all going to be in person, so it'll coordinate itself. I don't know. I think we want to do a cool one. It seems. Uh-huh. Are you?
Oh, invite is valid.
You're just noting, like.
Token ID is 0, invite X 1 0.
That's a weird one.
Well, I'm almost certain it's unhappy about something like right here. Just double check solidity order population.
Oh yeah.
Gosh,
No,
it's been a
we
while since
talked.
I looked
No,
at this.
where we landed on it as the complexity like came out was we were going to do one heavy day. It turned into 2 because we want to see it through. And then when they came out here, we were going to tie in a lot of stuff. So we were never going to launch a thing in a day.
We're only doing subtract. Oh no, we're doing both, but in separate lines. So I guess it's relative to operators. Solidity.
Engineering for you.
And bool comparisons versus. Oops. No. Oh, it's logical, right? Equals greater than and or that all sounds right bitwise. Yeah, nothing like that really stands out there. Terrifying. I guess let's see where debug pops us into.
We could also wrap some of those things with parentheses and kind of force the order of operations where you want it to.
Yeah. Let's do that. So we're comparing this to be a value, this to be a value, and then all of this. No, I guess this first. Oh, wait. Oh, God.
I think yeah, there'd be parentheses around that.
Yeah, there'd be parentheses around that. Yeah, I mean, maybe it actually parsed it in the way that I accidentally just parsed it. It's possible. So we want to say sender X is a God. I mean, I guess it is possible. So let's stick all of these in. That would be pretty silly.
If you're gonna have beans, I have to tell you some things. They haven't been salted.
Thank you for telling me. Thank you for being honest.
Okay.
Okay. Orders of operations are
There's
in.
some
Deploy.
citrus garlic salt or something out, Trader Joe's brand. Comes up pretty fast. It's pretty tasty though on there.
I think this is kind of crazy. They could just like load it from the address and simulate everything and find vulnerabilities, and it's like it kind of cuts both ways in some way. The transparency. Is valid. One. Oh my goodness. This is really funny. Just for sanity, I want to make sure that get coordinates is fetching back what we expect it to. It takes that as string, but still returns what looks like integers here. I think that's okay. And then we're not doing anything else that's weird. Is it possible to do stuff in here?
Yeah, can you write operations in there?
I don't know where that went. I don't know what that did. Oh shit. Okay, here. No, so okay. Maybe identifiers don't work, but let's see if we could do 0 equals 0 0. Okay, great. I wonder if I still have canvas ID. No, it's loaded up. Or is it? No. Bummer. Get coordinates here. No. Okay, so it looks like a pure base level solidity.
What
interpreter.
happens if you type in 1 equals 1 minus 1? Okay, so that's right.
Yep.
Okay.
1 equals 1. True. Good. Glad we got that one. I guess it's possible that we have some weirdness about 1 plus 1 equals 1. No, as expected. 1 equals 1 and 1 equals 0 equals
Like offers full
0.
flavor and it like.
That's true.
Forward.
Yeah.
Part.
What if, for the sake of thoroughness here, we accepted a few more parameters in this check and got rid of the get coordinates and just passed them along ourselves? So we're just dealing with raw values.
Yeah. Let's just call this. So instead of this one, we're going to have invite. Oh, hold on. I just kind of got a deep fear that we mixed up invite and invitee and sender. Hold on a second. So invite X is the target, which is here. Token ID turns into sender X, sender Y. Okay, no, we're fine. But this turns into sender X and sender Y. I think that's it. So canvas ID, we don't need. None of this, don't need. Returns bool, same way. And really all we're doing now is like pure math and Boolean operations. Great. Well, I think this means we don't even need to create the seed anymore. We just-
Oh yeah, good point. If this still errors out,
yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I may go get a drink.
if this fixes it, I think I have a hunch what it might be. But it's gonna be silly.
All right. Sender x00, invite x01.
What? It really just doesn't know how to do any math.
Wow. No. Okay. There's no way things are like this.
Can we not compare uint 32s this way? Is that an issue? That can't possibly be a thing.
Operators. Equals supported minus plus. It's all fine. Yeah, this is some fresh hell. All right, let's see what debug throws because we have a much simpler stack here of calls that we made. So it's check one. Okay. I mean, it looks like, I don't know if you can see on the stream, but invite x minus one is highlighted in a slightly different shade of blue. So you went 32 sender x, which was 0.
Can it? Okay. Can it not do 0 minus 1? Is that it? Well, I think as a uint 32, can it not do 0 minus 1?
Oh shit! Right. I mean, it said here. Well, hold on. Unsigned.
So it's unsigned. So I think if we do int 32, maybe that'll work.
Good lord, that's funny. That is very funny. I think CJ would probably lose his mind right now. This is great. Oh god. Right is valid. Sender x 0, 1. Oh my god. Okay. In fairness, that was actually a little bit like varied. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a really simple Boolean thing, but this actually does make me think we should go through everything and make sure and check where we're expecting negative signs and not, because this is very funny. This is that, yeah. I also like the idea of pure validator functions for stuff like neighbors, because it's just going to be like one extra step of transparency. And I think this might be useful for like a fetch that says like on hover over new tile, check for invite neighbor and like green, red, whatever. So client-side logic doesn't have to exist there.
That's great.
Okay. Do you think it makes sense to go through our other
just like a quick pass
now? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
we'll
I think let's look for like minus operations potentially to start.
Good start. Yeah. So that's an array. So I think we're okay there. Also.
Yeah, I will start at 1, so that's fine.
Yep. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm at the top of the file. Okay. That's commented out. Fix that one. I minus 1 is array. This one minus 1. Huh. That's
it. Great.
Yeah, okay. Feeling a little better.
I think maybe instead of changing the casting on the types, we can just do a quick like or a quick check up front to see like if invite x is greater than 0 before doing a subtraction.
Do you mean for these two?
Yeah.
Okay, so like basically if invite x is greater than 1, right? Because I guess we're fine with 0, but we're not fine with 1. Yeah. Then we probably want to assign this first. Check 1.
Nope. See.
Probably might not like that, but let's find out. Else. Return. No, wait. Check 1 is false. Otherwise, this is our check. See if it was valid. Okay, that passed. And then for this one, do that. 3.
I wonder if we should rename these to compass directions too. So they're a little bit easier to debug later on.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, I was like thinking of putting compass directions, but then I was like, I'm just going to confuse myself more right now. But I think long term makes sense. Here we're checking invite x. Sender x can never be negative, so we're okay there. So here we're only caring about invite y is greater than 0. Then do our fancy check. Set it to check 3. Otherwise, set check 3 to false. And finally, yes, I did. So check 1, we're looking for invite x minus 1, which is west. This one is invite x plus 1, so east, presumably. Then we have south. And finally, north. So let's apply one more time. Make sure everything is compiling as expected.
Nice.
Super cool. Basically check west is true because the check is relative to the invite. Okay, great. So if this becomes 2, they're all
nice.
Wonderful.
Should we switch back to the uints here and then just check again?
I think so, yeah. Just to keep it consistent.
Yeah. And then presumably we're doing a southwards and eastwards bounds check elsewhere in the invite neighbor thing.
We're not doing it elsewhere, I think, but I guess
Just
we could replace this statement.
Yes.
No. Oh wait. Yes.
Yeah, I think these requires are doing that. So line 193, 194 are making sure they're in the bounds.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we're good.
Okay. I guess maybe now might not be a bad time to say
Yes.
X is less than max width. So X here is the coordinate after being shifted out. So tile is out of horizontal bounds. Cool. And now might also be a good time to replace that require check with just a prior invite is valid. Do we already have the invite X? Gosh, I've forgotten. There it is. So sender X, sender Y, X. Cannot. Are not all of these uints, or not all of them are defined? Uint 32 invite X, invite Y exists, and the sender X and Y comes from this one. Those all exist. Oh, wait, no. Is this wrong?
Try maybe taking the function out and just doing true or false, like just cutting it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Oh.
it's something inside the function.
Could it be because this isn't defined after?
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know how strict solidity is with this stuff. But also, I think I need to prettify some of this stuff, because this looks horrendous. Wow. Public.
Oh, because it's
Sure.
returning many bools and not just one. So we need to.
Oh, that's funny. Yes. So east valid.
I think we can just have our function return, like send back one bool now instead of four.
Oh,
Because I think the four
yeah.
was mostly for debugging.
Yeah.
I think it would be ors here. So we need one of them to be available.
That's right. That's right. Oof.
Nice.
So sending. I don't know what the ideal way to format that code is, but yeah, that looks better. So now invite is valid. That should return one boolean. That will make require happy. Let's try to deploy. I think it's definitely the most fun I've had writing a low-level language. So, like usually when I'm writing like Objective C or something, C++, I'm like, I don't want to be doing this at all. Like because I'm like writing to some low-level system stuff where like it's never going to see the light of day. There's no way to access like that logic. But this feels a little different, where it's like the whole world can access this.
Yeah. And then like this little API interface that just gets generated.
Yeah, it's so much Calmer. Seed exists. Tile exists. Invite the one below it, so check south should be okay. My God, did nothing break?
We did it.
I was like, I don't even know what to go. That's it.
Can
Cool.
we look up check like because there's some ERC 721 functions like check owner. Should we check the owner of the token ID that we just generated? I think it'll be in the output in the APIs because it's being generated by the ERC 721. So I think first let's figure out what our token ID is for the new coordinate.
Gotcha. I think we can build that by get token ID or something like that.
Yeah.
Generate token, which is canvas ID 001. So
just one. And then I
And
think
then we
owner
want to check.
of.
We can access this through here.
I think the 5th or 6th from the bottom function.
Oh, we have it defined here. I see.
Yeah. So like the ERC 721 that we inherit gives us all those extras.
Cool.
And yeah.
Whoa. Wonderful. So deploy and try and prod.
Yeah, sounds good.
Sweet. I don't think I've gone through the deploy process at all yet. I don't remember whether it happens here or totally in our shell.
Local would be better in the shell.
Cool. So let me dump this into here. We have our new, that and that. Sweet. So all right. Where is this file?
Cool. So I think we got to make sure our dependencies are installed.
And then I'm assuming we're going to do build.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Do you have NVM installed?
No.
Yeah. This might take a few minutes, but this will make it very easy to jump between different node versions.
Yeah, probably worth it then. Let's do curl.
And then, yeah, so I think if you do, I think you might need to close your terminal tab and reopen it, but then do nvm use 16.
Back into the machine. You've had your wieners. You've had your wiener.
Is it build?
Did our install finish, or was that where it failed last time?
Yeah. So I'm happy about the end.
Nice.
Sure. Why not?
Cool. And then we got to clear out our address book. So in our code editor, in the contracts directory, there's a addresses folder.
Oh,
Yeah.
folder. There it is.
Or yeah, that file that you're about to open would have been it too.
Mm-hmm.
So we just need to clear this object out. So leave the file, but just empty it.
Gotcha.
Sorry, with the curly braces, so it's still JSON.
Oh, okay, just empty object.
Yep.
Yep.
And then now yarn deploy dash Mumbai. One word for the deploy Mumbai.
Ah.
Nice. And then we can verify it. So npx hard hat verify, and then dash network Mumbai, and then this contract address.
This one, not the deploy transaction.
Yes.
Super fancy. Whoa. Yeah, just seeing it work is just a little mind melting. This is crazy. Okay. So back to here.
Yeah, we should update our environment variable in the web app with the new contract address.
Oh yeah. So that's in.
And then we'll have to do the same thing with the subgraph and deploy it.
Okay. I'm wondering if I should like note down these steps to a file at some point later, because I'm definitely gonna forget. I guess we have a video, so it's okay.
I mean, if you want to check in and deploy your changes, then I can quickly do the subgraph deploy on my end, because I think we can't share keys the way that we were hoping to earlier.
All right.
So I could kind of do that in parallel. Should just take
Sure.
a couple minutes.
Sounds good. So let me, I guess, yeah, checking everything. I'm gonna update. And do we want to keep addresses checked in?
Yes.
And then have basic package JSON is going to go away. And it's off.
Yes.
See if it builds. Well, that's not good.
Are we? Sure. Quite sure that that'll be the case.
Are you kidding me?
I guess that would be definition.
Yeah. The GitHub deploy failed because we have an unused variable. Like I get it, but also it's a little annoying.
Okay, so I've checked in the subgraph changes. So if you want to pull,
Oh yeah. Yep. and push back off. Toss. Yeah.
Also, the I think now that we have an end, we have that /API/optimize. GitHub Pages is going to fail on that
Oh.
because it's a serverless function.
Yeah.
Might just make sense to pop it onto Vercel.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
If
then
we
since
have
it's
more.
open source, I think we can push it. Yeah.
True. Let's do that. Yep. I'm assuming this is why that's blowing up. No,
it's because
that's
you struggle.
Yeah. Let's also. I guess I could set up the whole thing right now.
Yeah. That'll fail on Vercel too, though. So let me really quickly go and fix that on my end. So Vercel can pull.
Sounds good.
Looks like GraphQL request didn't make it into package JSON.
Oh.
Good catch. I'll add that too.
Yeah. Are we using package JSON or yarn lock? I honestly think I need to write this down on a sticky note.
Package JSON is universal, and then yarn lock is what we want to use because we're using yarn. But it's package lock that we want to try and avoid, I think.
Okay.
Now we sit around. That's how it works.
We also want to run the root directory of Vercel from /web, right?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm running the AV.
Build and output. Assuming everything here sounds fine. Environment variables. I'm going to stick in the current address into there. Although, if it's in Git, does it extract it out of here automatically, or do we still?
Can I have some of your bread?
There's a little bit of
Mold.
starting on it, it's just white stuff. It's not bad though. You should be able to work around it.
That's what I figured. They probably need to be eaten, and I'm willing to do my part.
Okay. Should have those things fixed now. And if I get
Nice.
Is there anything in the logs there?
Yeah, you're missing printer, which I think I fixed locally by installing GraphQL, which I thought was just what you did.
I think I installed GraphQL request, but not GraphQL, so I'll do that now.
Ah, cool.
Okay, that's it.
All right. I like that. I have a coin question mark text. It's very like invitational.
Yeah, I think you can pop that coin slot modal or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Do like a nice drag and drop animation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are in some sort of production. See if we have a stable URL on that. Yes, we do. Exquisite.land.
Nice.
So, guess run from the top here. I want to create a seed. Move 0, 0. Keep it simple. Oh wait, this app's working in my Chrome now. That's a good sign. It wasn't before. Write the contract as exquisite. That was a while ago, I think.
Yeah. So we got to do the connect to Web3 button at the top.
Oh, yeah. Now we're connected. 7D, I think, is ours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Create seed. 0, 0, 0. Right. Automatic. And then everything else can be done from here. Theory. No, not yet, because the seed token exists on on this account.
Are you getting like a Chrome error? That's weird. Oh, I think our next config we got to clear out because it's on Vercel now. Forgot about that. I can take care of it real quick if you want it to just.
Sure. So yeah, I think I was confused about that part, but I may have assumed wrong. I stuck one environment variable into ours here, which was the contract address. Not sure if that was.
Yeah,
right.
no, that's fine. I think, but when we were setting up the GitHub pages, we set up a next config that had like an asset prefix.
Yeah.
Which I think is what's causing those 404s now, because it's trying to look up certain dependencies that are actually elsewhere.
Oh, inside of next config.
Yes.
Got it. Cool.
I've just pushed up a change though, so Vercel should catch that and update.
Wonderful.
A minute or
I
so.
guess I could probably also just take out this deploys workflow, so we're not running builds every time. Hold first. Wow. Yeah, all 3 states in here. 30 seconds ago. I think that would be right for us because yours went through first. Yep.
There we go.
There it is. So, root wallet connected. Claim a seed. Click to save, but maybe it didn't register Clicking save again. Oh, there it is. Oh, so we have a failure on push to optimize. Let's see why it's unhappy.
Whoa.
I guess we look
Oh,
at
no, I was
logs
going
on Vercel.
Yeah.
Tasty as can be.
Oh, I know what it is. Our package JSON is still doing an next export, so it's exporting it as a static site. So I will quickly fix that as well.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem.
Delicious.
Do we even have logs on there? I think we should.
Yes, but
Our latest build failed. Hold on a second. This is weird. Packages web no longer exists. How can that be? Oh, branch cab pages. No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Don't worry about that.
cool.
I'll kill that branch too.
Okay, it should be going up.
Great. Good.
Hey,
That probably could hit. So, I'm not sure. So let's leave console open. Connect to our seed wallet.
nice.
It's going to do things. It's doing things. Curious what this animation should be till it appears. Maybe like a doodle filling in the tile slowly or something.
Hmm.
Like expanding and expanding.
We may have to refresh manually or like swap between canvases or.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There we are.
And then I'm going to pull up the
So
site. But yeah, this should show up for everybody now.
yeah, cool. So I guess one thing we could try here is to go to here and invite neighbor as, I'm assuming we're still 0. Let's just double check. Here. Invite token tile ID 0. So this is 0, invite x0 right below. You want to try yours?
Sure. Or if anybody else wants to go, we could, I guess, pass out 2 now because you have a west and or an east and a south.
That's true. Who wants to be south of the happy face?
Who's going to paste their wallet
be
addresses
south.
in first?
Yeah.
I guess I'll paste mine in.
All right, looks like we have south has been claimed. Well, not yet. Let's see if this all works.
What's kind of interesting about starting in a corner now is both of the invites that you send. Oh yeah, we're going to have like an overlapping invite on your southeast.
Yep.
But it's cool because it basically incentivizes the first of your neighbors to fill it in, basically gets to take that invite.
True.
Yeah.
And it really like focuses the spread in a certain direction.
Yeah. Okay, so I should technically now have the south one. So I'm going to add one in.
Okay. So now x10 for invite x10 token ID is 0. I'm still holding it, so right. Dave, your coin should be in your pocket.
Okay.
This is so cool.
I think mine should be going up in a sec now. Oh, whoops. I accidentally sent it on Matic mainnet, so.
So what happens in that case?
It'll just do a transaction to an empty address, so I'll lose my 0.000 whatever Matic, but that's fine.
But it doesn't actually send the...
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like sending an API request to a 404, essentially.
We've got some PRs. Now
What
could be a good
network
time to
should
look
I
at
be
these.
doing this on?
Matic Mumbai. So if you need to set that up, I would, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it all.
So you can go to this link, but then make sure you hit the tab that says Mumbai testnet at the top. Hey, mine shut up.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Nice. So does that mean you now get to invite the one below you and it's going to pass the check because it's no longer a seed token, but it's just a regular token?
Yeah, so if anybody else wants to pop an address, then I can send south of mine.
Send it to my, well, oh, there we go.
Kristen's got it. John, do you have the Ether or the Mumbai Polygon scan link handy? If so, could you drop it into Discord?
Yeah, I just added it.
Or just the contract link, basically.
Oh, contracting, yes.
Yeah, thanks. Sweet.
I'll reply to this message with that.
Okay, so my neighbor.
This is very cute.
I did like a proof of concept of the ink thing. It just counts the points on the paths, and it doesn't stop you from drawing, but it kind of just shows how much ink you've used.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rad.
Nice.
That's awesome. Let's get it in. Gonna have that.
We can make it look all cute and hand drawn too. I was just trying to get the component working.
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, Kristen, you should have tile 02 now.
Cool. I'm setting up my Matic Mumbai. I think
Nice.
I got it.
Oh, let me go and send everybody who's pasted an address in a logo of Matic too, so you can play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the faucet, but it doesn't send too much at once, but you know. enough. But it also has this button that I'm very curious about, where after you paste it in, click submit and confirm, add to MetaMask. But I couldn't get this button to work, so I'm really wondering what's going on. Oh, now it works.
Cool.
But at any rate, like, this may be an easy way, Kristen, if you're not too far into that process, that should add it to your MetaMask.
I got the what's it called? What is it called? Network?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I got that part, and I got 0.1 Matic. I guess that's from Shrews.
Yep. Just sent that to you.
Cool.
So you should now be able to log in and fill out tile02.
Now I got the faucet. Cool. I need the Vercel app. Okay. Connect wallet. Okay. Oops. So how do I know which block is mine or tile? Do
I sent you the one below the stick figure body.
Okay.
Right here. Yep.
So, well, I think
Ultimately, though,
one of the next steps will be
Yeah.
making it all easy to see. Be like, here's the ones that you can do.
Cool.
would that be like basically looking at the contents of our wallet for the existence of a token, and then looking at the metadata of that token to see where it is on the canvas?
Yep, I think so.
Oh, doesn't sound too bad. And that just uses the use wallet hook.
Yeah, or I mean, we can do a graph query for send us all the tiles that are owned by this specific address. And then if we consume that in our tile component, then we can just render, some special buttons or UI for that.
Because the owner of it is the owner before it's even like drawn. Basically,
Yes.
as soon as that sounds even nicer. Well, wait a minute. Our tile already has that data completely.
Mm-hmm.
So really, we could say like, I mean, just as a test out of curiosity here.
Oh wow, I'm using the Scott's Scott's bill just went up on Vercel. It's amazing. Oh wow. Dave's posted that.
That's so satisfying.
So I saved mine, but nothing happened.
How long ago did you save it?
30 seconds now.
Okay, it should be up, or it should have gone up. Did you notice any like error messages in MetaMask or any like flashes of like a red status or something?
No, it didn't ask me to sign anything though, which
Oh,
it should have, right?
it should have.
And
Yeah. Are
you
you
connected the wallet.
logged into the right account in your wallet?
Yep.
Hmm.
Let me have
Oh yeah, walk over and take a glance.
the one.
Oh yeah. Because I think if we pull open the Chrome debugger, we should be able to see some stuff there too that might be helpful.
Right click and inspect. So the wallet is in a disconnected state. Did you refresh after everything went bad?
I might have.
Yeah, that I think kicks wallet off.
You might want to mute
Oh yeah.
Kristen.
Here.
Well,
Oh, for you. I'm not concerned about your well-being.
Should be.
Okay. And then
Oh my god, even the color changes on this ink thing. This is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little, it's pretty simplistic, but yeah.
that's
It's
so
so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting errors. It might be because I'm doing too much in my
Hmm.
drawing.
Definitely possible.
Getting a MetaMask RPC error.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, what's your
You
if you want to drop your address, I can send you 1,1 if you'd like.
Yeah, I don't have. I was trying to figure out how to get Mumbai added.
I think the link that I popped into Discord, that's like the here. So this link, and then just click into the tab that says testnet. And then just in your
Okay.
MetaMask, create that network. Oh, I'm seeing feet. That's all showed up.
Pretty close too. Look, I eyeballed.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's only black and black right now, I guess. I gave him red sheet.
Oh, did the color not register?
I guess not, yeah.
Huh. Okay, that's worth looking into.
Kind of pondering the index or the palette color thing, lack of translation. So I'm wondering what this is going to do.
Scott, you've got tile 1-1 now.
Awesome.
Oh. So we're still registering the old palette in the front end, but we have the new palette defined in our contract. So that's a pretty simple fix. But
Cool. Makes sense.
But Kristen, you said you drew the shoes in red?
Yeah, red.
Huh. My red turned into light green.
It's so
I
cute.
mean, I'm saying that's expected. What's not expected is that it stays black. That's what's weird. That's interesting.
It's possible it was the optimizer because I'm seeing just two pads in within the SVG, one for each foot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible the optimizer got rid of it, thinking it was redundant, or our filter statement that we put in earlier.
Mm.
But yeah, the SVG doesn't have any extra fill data there, so it was lost at some point.
I see. This is legit very, very exciting.
Yeah, I think we're got the whole flow completed end to end, and now it's all just like polish and decoration and
Yeah.
extras. Yeah.
How's the inviting work? Like, just so I could see, I don't have to invite anyone.
If you want to watch my screen, I could walk through it.
Yeah.
So we have our contract, the thing we can interact with, to figure out basically who we want to invite. We also need to find out what the tile ID of like our tile is. We won't need to know that later, but we do need to know it now. So I can find my tile here somewhere. Let's see, it's probably going to be 2-2. Here it is. So in here, my ID is 514. So token ID 514 wants to invite, let's say 2, 3, and then the recipient. And toss that one back to you. And it's off. So basically all relative to the tile that's initiating the invite.
So the screen that you're looking at right now is basically a front end to the smart contract.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it.
And we'll completely get rid of this because that call will just be done by your own front end, like your own JavaScript front end later. So now you should have 2-3, which is 2-3 here.
Because we did 0 as one of the on the axes.
Yep. So it's 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. This is very rad.
I feel like some of this virtualization stuff would be good to get in soon because my browser's feeling heavy.
Yeah. Oh God. Not sure what happened there, but it was a little seizure inducing.
Oh, Scott showed up.
This reminds me a little bit. Oh, that's great. This reminds me a little bit of the, like, in school, I would be super bored and just like go to the bottom of an Excel file and scroll very, very like the bottom. Like there's a little bit of that feel here. There's like, who wants to get the bottom right tile and get that out of the way?
It looks like it didn't get some of the other colors in there.
Yeah. Mine, I did a orange flower with a yellow center and a green.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the yellow, orange, and red, and none of those colors showed up.
Oh yeah, red map to black. Interesting.
Weird.
The middle ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though mine mapped okay, so I like wonder what the difference between the paths was for that. Wait, you said, Kristen, what were your petals and what was your sound?
The petals were orange, and then the middle part was yellow.
Part was yellow. Oh yeah, okay. Everything's weird.
Kristen, did you only use the two colors though?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's technically expected based on this point because our front end just has a different color palette that's hard coded in. On the creation side, I think what would be unexpected, where I think the shoe thing was a bug, is that it lost color. Like it lost data.
These are just shifted over to our contracts palette definition.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we just need to update our editor to match.
But then
Isn't it possible that the red is mapping to black for some reason then? Like using that same logic?
It's possible,
so it's
yeah.
not losing.
I think
yeah.
Just unlikely though, because I think the red should map to some shade of green based on this canvas. Because I think the black maps to black already, so.
Scott's is the strange thing here, where the middle ones mapped to black, but they were not black originally.
They were red.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
There's something wonky going on.
Yeah, I used all the colors in mine, and only a bunch of them didn't turn up.
Oh, something that might be going on in here. So in the Solidity contract, our color palette is now up to 6 items.
Yep.
And earlier we have a constant on line 12 that says max colors 5. So I wonder if just the mismatch there might be leading to something.
Yeah, like might be shifting around somehow. Require data strokes. So we haven't had it out of range yet, but yeah, there could be some wonkiness. At any rate, let me try to map up the current editor to Shrews, how did you say the graph could return the palette now?
I
Or
think there's
are
a
we not mad at that yet?
canvas entity. So if our top level is canvas instead of tiles, or actually no, you're right. In canvas we can add in palette, I believe, and that should return an array of strings. Yeah.
Whoa, amazing. So then in that case, we could just add a
Ecological economics,
palettes here.
biomimetic design. Have you heard of this thing? BlueStack?
May have run into that. I don't really know what it is.
God damn it. I don't remember it all. 1 L, 2 T's.
Augmented bonding curve.
What the hell? Oh, there.
Oh, that is adorable. Blobs. Hey Scott, are you around perchance?
Yeah, what's up?
So one quick thing I did here was add a use fetch palette hook, which just returns an array of colors that looks like this. Is there any potential problem with mapping through that and passing that color into this swatch? I'm getting color is undefined, but I feel like it might be related to the type here because swatch expects a swatch props, which is a interface with a key string. So I feel like one fix here might be to say uh, color is color, but I'm not super sure if I'm going in the right direction here.
So are those hex strings in the palette?
They are, yes.
When you log the palette, does it have any undefined values?
Nope. This is what we're getting back here. Although I'm curious if the palette itself is. Maybe I should be doing palette.palette. That's possible, actually. Because it might be trying to pass a whole map in, which would not work. Let's find out. No, that was it. I could also poke at this tomorrow. It's not a problem, but it's probably something I did.
That's weird. Yeah, the array logged as being full of strings, so I don't know why it was saying it was undefined.
That's probably because I was logging it. Oh, I see what you mean.
Oh, maybe it was before the request finished.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we might not. Oh, that passed in okay. So basically, I think the rule here is don't click on a tile until. Oh, that's how I hit it last time. Yeah, it was after I switched the color. So it loaded the whole palette in fine, but a click on another color broke everything.
Oh, when we go to replace. I think I was doing something weird where there's like the color is an index, but then to get the actual value.
You store state brush, active brush ID. Yeah. Oh, but that's set brush color. Set brush color, active color, palette index of hex. Oh.
So I have
yeah.
my own palette here that was coming off of the state,
Mm-hmm.
but you were trying to retrieve it from GraphQL, is that right?
Yeah, and it's stored in SWR, so I might just be able to replace this reference as well, like in the same way that I did here.
Yeah, we should probably get all those from the same place instead of
Yep.
having like two different definitions.
Totally. Yeah, so I'll get rid of the whole the definition and state altogether and every reference to it. That's probably it. Many thanks.
Yeah, that should do it. And I think earlier when you hit that undefined, it might have been because there's like a second or so when it's fetching and
that makes
handle that state.
Yeah. That feels like it could probably be solved a bit later. Cool. I think that'll get me going. Many thanks.
Awesome, no problem.
Yep, that was it. Add.
Nice.
curious if now.
Out of memory.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Yeah. I'm trying to just determine whether this is like a local thing or something related to my recent changes, because I stashed everything. So I'm back to main. Wow, it seems to be very sure it's out of memory. Okay.
Headphones are shot.
They don't hold a thing.
Barely.
That sucks.
Yeah, they die really fast now.
How long have you had them?
I don't know when they came out. Maybe 2 years. They do get a lot of usage. But
You tell them with your muffler.
There's like a ton of bikes, it sounded like, all day earlier.
Oh, really?
Like, it sounded like there was a rally or something. It was like consistent when we were on. Like earlier in the day, like for hours.
Got a good selection of screenshots and images that I've saved. So I can create a scrapbook of our experience.
Good.
I don't know what should I do with them?
I'm very pleased with that font. Very pleased with the UI. I had a panic attack this morning about his thing when he sent it over.
I guess I don't have to respond. The shape of the inkwell thing makes me laugh.
No.
Yeah, because it's got the little nozzle one. I
Yeah.
don't know why it's funny.
Add that in.
I didn't know if that would upset you. Some things upset you.
Why would that? I mean, I made a joke about the little nozzle above. The idea is that it's silly.
What's her doing right now?
I think he's showing her what's up, and then
Sure.
I don't know.
But it's been quiet for like.
This happens.
I think I'm hungry. I don't know though. I
Well.
must be PMSing.
We can head out to a bar.
What?
That's what you do in Portland on a Sunday.
I was gonna have a little bit of wine earlier. I can still do that. Check out Ford.
Moo. What? Why'd I get bumped?
Wait for it. I think they're like, it's creating like a psychedelic effect, and he's just like trying to do normal things, and he thinks it's super fun. He's screaming like, wah, wah. It's so good.
I lose him.
Is this build going up the one with the color palettes?
Yep. So it matches through the graph, and everything else is the same. So
Awesome.
yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Has anybody tried loading this up on the iPad and just playing with the editor?
No, that sounds like a fun thing to test.
I'll give her a go.
Nice.
We have updated color palette.
Awesome.
So yeah, these are definitely rendered wrong. I guess these match now relative to what we used to have, but those are weird. Bugs for another day.
Yeah, it does not like the input on the iPad.
Oh no.
It's doing all kinds of
All
crazy
right.
shit.
We'll have to look into that. It did seem like the
it's a style.
what's it doing?
It's like it's not detecting. I have no idea. Like, I mean, it draws the line, but it like chunks up, and then it seems like it's pulling in drops the cursor everywhere. That's probably the SVG cursor. I don't know what the hell that's doing. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Okay.
It's
So
like
I'm
really
looking
laggy too.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean the performance on that is probably murdering the iPad alone.
Yeah.
Are our borders currently, I mean, this is such a tiny thing, just wondering, our borders currently are on the tile component level, right?
Believe so. Sorry, I saw the TSX. Oops. TSX border.
Yeah,
Yep.
cool. Just thinking out loud, like, I mean, I'm sure we'll want to change those styles anyways, but if there's a neighbor that is filled,
Yeah.
we could just maybe hide the border there.
Yeah. It's amazing. Like I could almost see the solution here because you have your tile, you have all your other tiles. Like, it's like very simple conditional rendering for everything.
Yeah.
Super cool. All right. I think I'm toasted.
Yeah.
It probably makes sense to call it. It's another 12-hour day almost, 11 hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
a great one.
You got a loop.
Yeah. Big thanks to everybody.
Good
Thank
job,
you.
team.
Yeah.
Always. Alrighty.
Cool.
Thanks, Scott.
Are we...
Even though you're not here, you'll be on the video.
Yeah.
Are we doing anything tomorrow or pick up Tuesday?
I think
Check in tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we
maybe
should
some async stuff
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah, maybe like a short check-in, like just a general working session. We're all kind of like biting away at little bits and pieces.
Sounds good.
Yeah, do a active recovery. How about that?
Yeah.
To prepare for Tuesday and on.
Yeah, but perfect.
Cool. Alrighty, y'all.
Cool.
Have a good night.
Sweet.
Good
You
It
too.
was very fun.
Take care.
Again.
Likewise.
Bye.
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 Stranded him.